cute or whatever. Okay, we're gonna get Jason Lee on right now. We're gonna get him on. It's gonna be so great. Oh, you're low-key famous rapper. Okay, well, I'm low-key not like understanding this game right now, so hold on one second. We're trying to get Jason Lee on. Ah, here we go. All right, let's see. Is this working? Is this thing on? Oh, here we go. I see you, Jason, but like, why can't I add you? This game. Technology though right now. Oh, I got you. There we go. There we go. Just waiting for Jason really quick. I'm a wave.
What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm in the house.
Me too. Well, I live with my mom, so I'm at her house.
This is horrible, but I'm figuring out a way to just stay sane and keep going.
I was about to ask you, like, what are you up to? What's like your quarantine, routine?
Work, just work. I mean, I have a new book, God Must Have Forgotten About Me, which is out, that I was doing a tour on, and I haven't done the audio book, so now I'm going to work on the audio book. I'm launching an online book club starting Monday, so people who bought the book all over the world can join us. I bought a treadmill yesterday to start working out in my house.
Okay.
And just figuring it out. I mean, this is the new normal, right? So everybody's just figuring it out.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And I was gonna ask you that too, like, with your book, God Must Have Forgotten About Me, which, by the way, when I heard that title, I think it was back in January, I like low-key felt like you were speaking to me. Because sometimes I be feeling like that. I'm like, why do you forget about me? But you know what? It all happened the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, I think everybody has felt that way. I mean, right now, how many people are asking God to come and get this coronavirus out of here? Yeah. The other day, I interviewed Ayanla Van Zant, where we started the interview with me asking her to fix this virus, fix this coronavirus. But I think everybody's had a time in their life where they've questioned God or have questioned God, not in the sense of just believing in God, but just believing that he may have not remembered you in the midst of all your storms. So it's one of those things I found myself asking myself that question several times. So when I wrote the book, it just seemed like a fitting title.
100%. So I had to move out the house because everybody and their mama literally is working here today. But so here's my question with that too. Like, I felt like I haven't read it yet, but it's been on my list. So 100%, I'm going to read it ASAP, probably on my Kindle, because I just low-key felt rich and kind of got like a Kindle thing set up right now. Because what else am I going to do at the house? But I'm kind of curious, like, how vulnerable did you have to get to write this? Because this is about you, and I would say, like, your upbringing, right? How you got to where you are today. So how vulnerable did you have to get? And was that uncomfortable for you?
Yeah, I mean, in order to be able to tell the stories that I outline in the book, the death of my brother, being shot, being put in foster care, my mother dying, me having to take in my brother. I mean, just so many examples of just different traumatic situations I had to go through. Yeah, you have to be able to be vulnerable and be honest. And you can't do a story like this. And I try to live my life being transparent anyway. Like everything I do, what you see is what you get, good, bad, and different. Like it, don't like it, doesn't matter. But yeah, you have to be vulnerable. It's a very painful and therapeutic process. But it wasn't hard for me. It wasn't hard because I try to live my life that way. So it was just, doing it for a book.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then what about like for you to, like share these stories and everything? Because at the end of the day, like you are a personality is what we would say, right? I mean, you do a lot of things, which I think is so cool. So like you're an author, you're on Wild and Out, Love and Hip Hop. So there's like so many, I think, layers to you. What does Jason Lee do? Plus Hollywood Unlocked, duh. Like obviously you have your show too with Melissa Ford and DJ Damage, syndicated radio program. So it's kind of like a lot I feel like you carry on your shoulders. So what do you do, I guess, for like self-care and how do you take care of yourself?
Well, typically I travel, I shop, I like the company of another human being. all the things in which I can't do right now. So I'm trying to, adapt to this new normal. I'm figuring out ways of connecting with more people online. I'm figuring out ways of, making myself more available, more vulnerable. It's very difficult for somebody like me to be vulnerable because I've always been in survival mode. So when I get attacked, I just lose it, and it makes for good TV and good content. But, nonetheless, it's just so crazy. But yeah, in terms of all my jobs, I look at myself as a young media mogul, somebody who's building a legacy and an empire around media. And I'm grateful that God has blessed me with so many different opportunities, from a show that's syndicated in 52 markets, a podcast, an active social YouTube community, Wild and Out, Love and Hip Hop, my book. Because in times like these, I've been able to lean on different incomes, while this one may shut down, well, this one's thriving, so
Right.
yeah, I love everything that I do. And I just live by the rule of not doing anything that I don't enjoy.
I mean, that's a beautiful life, I would say, that I think that you built for yourself. So that's amazing. I'm giving you like an air hug right now because we can't touch, remember, quarantine.
Right.
So I guess my other question too for you would be, with this book, are you planning on writing another one? I want to say you are, because I've seen some interviews you've done and you have mentioned that. Would this be more of like, kind of like Your Story Continued Part 2, or more of a tell-all when it comes to other people? What would the next book be?
I already have the idea for my next book, and it's more of like it's I don't want to say tell all, because I don't really believe in expose for the most part. I mean, I drop the tea, or I tell the stories of what's happening, write the news, but I'm not one out trying to just expose everything that everybody's doing. But my next book is more of a guide on how I did what I was able to do, with a lot of stories of different examples I've had with different people, some funny, some really dramatic, some shady. But I think it's going to be salacious enough for people to enjoy the journey.
And like, for you, this is my opinion, I don't think that there is really anyone in this world who maybe you're intimidated by, I'm scared, like saying like you're not scared of anybody type thing. Is there one person in your life that you're like, okay, like I'm a little afraid of that person, whether it be like a family member, maybe like, I don't know, someone you're really close with, you're like, oh, I could never disrespect that person, I could never, you know what I'm saying? I could never make that person upset.
Yeah, but it's not really, it doesn't come from a place of fear. I think it comes more from a place of admiration and respect. Queen Latifah is definitely one of those people.
Yeah.
Probably the only person that people would know. But yeah, I mean, but when it comes to like family or anybody, really, I really try to give the same energy, right? If you give me bad energy, or you come for me in a certain way, then that's what you're going to get back. And I'm grateful that people are smart enough to not go there, but sometimes people do go there, and I'm always ready.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've never seen you not ready, so you're right about that. And what about Hollywood Unlocked? Like, hopefully when, and this will pass with the coronavirus and everything happening right now in our world, what are your plans with it, I guess, for the rest of the year?
Well, right now, what we're doing, like I said, we're setting up the book club that can keep the people who support me and support my book engaged online, so we can talk about the different stories that they've read, just to consume time. I'm getting ready to start I've just started doing daily coronavirus check-ins on Instagram, getting more active on our Instagram Live. We had Ayanla Van Zant and I are going to start something on Wednesdays to help people with their wellness. And I've been having different spiritual people on, talking to a lot of different celebrities about going live and encouraging people to stay home during these times. So really looking at taking this time to think about how to be more creative across all my channels and across all my programs. And it does allow me to pass time without stressing, but nonetheless, just trying to be more innovative and creative for sure. And I want to, right now we're on every iHeart Urban channel, but I would love to get to Rhythmic. I would love to continue to evolve across more stations across the country and hopefully across the world.
So you want to come to our side, the Kiss FM side?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Kiss FM. Ryan Seacrest is a great example to anybody who wants to get in media. From producing reality television to hosting major network shows to morning shows to the morning TV shows. The guy does it all, and I've been privileged since joining iHeart to be able to meet him and tell him how much I respect his hustle. And I'm definitely following in Ryan's footsteps.
Oh, I would say so. And that's why I think like people like myself, you know, like who do radio. So I'm a part of a morning radio show and stuff. And I love looking up to other radio personalities, whether it's, you know, you or even Fred or Angie, whoever that I work with, because like at the end of the day, it's like radio is evolving and changing. And I think what you're doing specifically too is, you know, you're changing, you're not, how do I say this? Like you're kind of like with, you're moving with the change. Cause like, you know, back 20, 30, 50 years ago, like we didn't have this FaceTime thing we're doing right now. We didn't have the social media. Like there was no Hollywood Unlocked. Like there weren't these platforms, and there's so much opportunity now for us to really like kind of create our own, that I think it's so dope what you've done. So I really admire you. I just want to let you know.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't see radio as part of the plan. I saw TV as part of the plan. You know, and it just, I'm thankful that, you know, Charlemagne put me on people's radars and they took a serious look at me, and they gave me the chance. I love the fact that iHeart has been so supportive of me coming in, being openly gay, being exactly who I want to be, saying exactly what I want to think. They never censor me. They never ask me to not go too far. I've said some crazy stuff, but I say what people are thinking. And then if they're not thinking it, I try to make them think, because I think that this is a time that reminds us all that there are people at home who don't necessarily care if Kodak Black is getting out of prison or what the Jonas Brothers are doing. They just want to know that for 2 hours or whatever, however long your show is, that you're going to keep them laughing in the midst of a storm, you know, or keep them, distracted by their realities. And that's what I really think about when I'm on the radio. Like, how can I make people on their way to church or on their way wherever just laugh hysterically, because I know they're probably going through something.
And that's exactly how I've always felt. I'm like, I'm so lucky to be able to do that, you know, every morning. You're right. Whether it's like, you know, I give you that laugh for 5 minutes or whatever for the whole day, because, you know, with social media and everything. But I do feel like someone like yourself too, like, of course, like, you know, you are so talented in everything you've done. And plus now adding author on top of this, I think is just like so dope. But I think at the end of the day, your personality is like kind of what makes you stick out, and kind of like what has kind of helped push you forward with all of this. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got the personality to do it, people think this is easy. It's not easy, you know? Like,
it's not easy.
Say it again. People do not understand.
And it's even harder when you're giving your opinion about things. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to report on what's happening, but once you inject your opinion, where I say, okay, this person's talent is a little lackluster and I could fall asleep to watching them better than I can drinking NyQuil, right? Somebody's gonna be like, oh, damn, that's so shady. Well, the truth is there's so many people that saw that artist and was like, that was boring. But I'm just not afraid to say it, because I don't feel like I'm saying it for political purpose. I'm just saying what people are thinking. And shout out to Wendy Williams and people who paved the way to be able to be fearless. Charlemagne is another one. Joe Budden is another one. I mean, there's a lot of people. And look, what I do is not for everybody's consumption, but that's why we're all different. We're all blessed to be different. Ryan Seacrest is great at what he does, and I'm, you know, getting great at what I do. But, you know, we're all doing our thing.
And do you feel too, I just have to ask, like, I'm a very big believer of things happening the way they're supposed to, meaning like, you know, this had to happen for that to happen, and, you know, so forth. Do you have anything that you wish you could have changed in the past, or that you know, that was in your control? Or would you kind of have let it play out the way it did because it was supposed to happen that way?
Nope. I believe, first of all, I'm a firm believer in God. So I believe that, you know, while I may not understand everything he does or everything that she does, whatever you believe, I do believe that there's just a divine order, that things happen the way they happen. And that, you know, it's our job to move with the times and to continue to like seek whatever the lesson is in that experience, and then apply it to whatever your strategy is to move through it, you know? And I've questioned a lot of things, and I've learned to stop questioning the why is this happening and just be like, okay, so what am I going to do to figure this out? So no, I don't regret anything. And every blessing that I've gotten from something positive or negative has made me who I am today.
That's facts. I love that. Well, Jason Lee, where can we get a copy of this book? God Must Have Forgotten About Me.
Well, I just gave away 20 copies online, so I'm tapped out because my book club starts on Monday, and the information will be on my page in Hollywood Unlocked later today. But yeah, they can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. Right now, just online is the only place. And also the Kindle version is available immediately, so you can buy it on Kindle right now on Amazon, and it'll go right to your tablet. So I just bought it yesterday because I have it on. Now I have it on my iPad, so now I can go through and highlight stuff.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you for your time today. And if you're ever in Chicago, you can come across the hall. So, like, you know how our stations are set up. Come across the hall to Kiss FM. We will greet you with open arms. Come through.
I will. I love Chicago. Right now we're our show's on the weekend in Chicago on WGCI. We're I think number one in Chicago on the weekends in our demographic. So yeah, I will definitely come by when I get there.
All right. Well, make your way across the hall and come say hi. Okay.
I will. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye.